All right, let's give you guys an update. It's been a while. I've been really busy. We're working 6 days a week, 10 hours a day. So I don't have much time to make videos, let alone much time to work on anything. So that's why there's no videos. But here's the 4 cows. They're doing good. This one lost a little bit of weight after I turned him out onto the pasture, but he's gaining it back now. He's kind of the runt of the group. But these 2 are doing real well. And you can see they got the pasture eat down. The clover's real small in there. The big clumps of grass, that's orchard grass, all ate up. I got to get a gate for the back pasture yet, and then I can turn them loose back there, and then it'll probably take them until in the fall to eat that down, and hopefully this grass up here will come back. I got some hay. I helped some friends bale hay. As payment, they gave me some of their old hay. The same friends I got the 2 Jersey calves from. But we'll go back here, continue with the update. I'll give you an update on some of the projects and show you the beans that I got planted over here beside the house. I need to spray the beans down there at my field. The grass is starting to overtake them. I just haven't had time to get down to it. I got to do a few repairs to the sprayer. But we'll talk about this for a minute. For those of you that follow me on Instagram, you already know what this is. This is my new farm truck. It's a 2003 F-250 Super Duty, 2-wheel drive. It's got the 5.4 in it with a stake body. It let's see, runs like a top. I'm fired up here. Runs like a top. Burns a little bit of oil right here. You see, I used to have a sticker that said check oil daily, but I bought it from the company I work for. I've been driving it pretty much since January at work, and we've put a couple thousand miles on it. It has, get in here, 304,679 miles on it. When they bought it, it had 290 miles on it. They decommissioned it because it was the oldest truck in their fleet, and just doesn't look good anymore. It's dented and dinged up, but it ran good. It was in the shop once the 6 months we had it at work because of a misfire. And actually the other day, which you'll hear more of a story about my last weekend. It is Thursday, July 18th right now, but this past weekend, kind of had a rough weekend, and this truck, it died on me twice. I believe the fuel pump's going out of it. So I'll put a fuel pump in it, change the fuel filter. Just because I think that's what the problem is, and that's where I'm going to start, because I don't want to be driving it and die. So we'll change them, and hopefully it'll stop that problem. But it's got strobe lights on it and everything. It's a pretty awesome truck. I got a hitch in the back of it right now that I made for moving a dump truck. I had a ball hitch on it, and I don't know if you can tell, but that one's all folded up. And I hauled hay with it. It's proven its worth already. I only paid $700 for it. A heck of a deal, I think, for this truck. And then when this truck takes a crap, I'll have a nice bed that's probably worth as much as the truck is. So there's that. And here's going to be the rest of the story about my last weekend. Nick, you guys know Nick if you've been watching a while. He called me Friday while I was at work of last week and said, hey, my truck broke down. He's going to school down in Lima, and can you come down and pick me up? I said, well, I got to work Saturday, but yeah, I'll be down there. I said, we don't need to be fooling around though. I said, I got to get home and get back to bed, because Lima for me is just under a 2-hour trip. And I said, yeah, I'll go down there and get you. So I grabbed my grandpa's truck and this trailer that's on this truck, and I go down and get him and come back, and we get to my grandpa's house. I said, well, let's put the trailer in your truck on my truck, so that way we don't have to make an extra trip. Because my grandpa's only like 5-6 miles away, something like that. It ain't too far. So we put this trailer in his truck on my truck, and we're driving down the road, and we get about halfway between here and my grandpa's house. It's midnight, and this truck decides it wants to lose, not have a blowout. You know, that's what a blowout looks like if you're driving fast enough. No, lose the whole tire. The whole tire falls off. The truck rides up over the tire. I fixed the bumper. The bumper was mashed up, and this was a bigger dent, and I kicked it over. But the tire comes off and screws up my bed. So there we are, sitting in the middle of the road. And if I remember, I'll put in the Snapchat videos of that night. You see your light, Nick. My night in a nutshell right here. Save one truck and break another. It's only midnight. I gotta be up at 4:30 for work. I don't think I'm going to work tomorrow.
Nope.
Yay. Fun. Fun. Well, we made it home. We had to beg, borrow, and steal a couple lug nuts from the other tires. But it's back on 4 tires in the yard where it's going to sit, because it's been a bad truck. No more free wheelie for you. Into here. But so I had to call Dad. The tongue of the trailer and everything was sitting on the road. There's marks in the road, and it wasn't a good night. I got 45 minutes of sleep that night before I had to go into work, and then I had to flag traffic. And if you know anything about flagging traffic, it's boring, because you're pretty much just standing there. So I was trying to stay awake with 45 minutes of sleep. So that weekend, me and Nick declared is like Friday the 13th, but for red trucks. Because his truck's red, this truck's red, and that truck's red. And it wasn't a good weekend for red trucks. So there's that. If you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen all that. I just keep putting plugs in here for Instagram. What I need to do here in a little bit is get the sprayer hooked up to the M and put the booms out. And Dad said there was a couple things broken on it. I need to get it fixed so I can spray. We're in a heat advisory Friday and Saturday, so I don't know if I'll spray them days. I don't want to pass out spraying. Come in here and the barn's a mess. This is where I built the hitch that you see in the back of the truck. I'm pulling a dump truck home that is the same. It's a C70, not a C65, but it's got good parts on it, and the guy wants it scrapped, and he told me we could work out a deal. We worked out a deal, and then we reworked out a deal. He's going to give it to me. I'm going to give him $100 for it, just because that's the right thing to do. But I was going to pull it home with the 4010 a couple weekends ago, and I was like, I think I can pull it behind the truck. Well, we had a hard time getting it moving and rocking it around. It broke that hitch. So I am going to use the 4010. But to give you an update on the C65, I do have the transmission out. I haven't worked on this in a while just because I've been busy. I need to get back out here and get at it, because right around the corner I'm going to need it. Plus, I need to be working on a combine here soon. So I got to get back on this. I got to drop the flywheel off. Pretty much all the teeth are off of it. I don't think the gear on the starter matched the flywheel. I think it had the wrong starter in it to begin with. It matched the old starter I took out of it. So I got to send that out. We'll put a new clutch in it. The clutch it's in, it's not bad, I don't think. But it's going to get a new clutch in it. And I got to get the exhaust manifolds ordered. I haven't ordered any parts for it yet. I'm kind of waiting to get that dump truck home to see. I think it's got a 366 in it, and this should be a 427. But the exhaust manifold might switch over, so I need to get it home. That's probably going to be the project for this weekend, since I'll have Saturday off because of the heat. Farmall, haven't touched it at all. I'm working on more important projects. This is just kind of a time filler project. I know I had a deadline to get it done by Labor Day. That's not going to happen. I'm fairly certain it's not going to happen. Just because of the extent I have to go through everything with it to redo it. It needs bearings and everything. So I'm actually looking for a nice, tight rear end, either that's got a bad outer casting or something that I can just swap parts over, because I need this 4th and 5th gear, and I broke this getting it out. This is for the brake. It holds bearing and stuff for the brakes, and I broke that because I should have took the floor off. I had it resting on here, but I was by myself. I was like, I don't want to lift that heavy thing off. And I seen that was bolted and looked like it would pull out while I'm pulling on it. And I didn't realize that it interlocked with this gear. And as I'm pulling on it, it's behind here. And I should have just took that off and could have avoided that disaster. But you live and you learn. So I probably could weld it, but it holds a bearing. It's a bearing race. Well, it ain't a race, but it holds the bearing, and if I don't weld it right, the bearing won't fit. So probably just get one out of another tractor. So there's the update on those projects. Come over here, we'll check out the beans that I planted a couple weeks ago. I planted these with the M. I did this whole field with the M, and there'll be a video up on this. I need to get time to edit videos off the GoPro. Might be a good thing to do if it's too hot to do anything. Oh, hey, I found the beach ball. They were wondering where this was. I found it. Dad put him up a pool, and my nephews had this little smiley face beach ball they were looking for. But here's the beans. These need sprayed as well. These beans and the weeds are about caught up to what that field is down there. And they need sprayed in a bad way. It's crabgrass and pigweed and everything. So I need to get getting on that sprayer. Now, these beans are kind of spotty because I ran out of seed, or was running out of seed, so I backed the rate way down here in a couple spots. Like right here, this strip's low, and then this strip over here, same way. But everything else is kind of all right. I miscalculated somehow. I figured, because if you're planting about 62 pounds to the acre, this is less than an acre. I figured 40 pounds, I think that's what the bags were, 40 pounds plus the 5 pounds I had, so 45 pounds of soybeans was enough, and I was wrong, but it really don't matter. I just want something in that field growing, so it is what it is with that. We'll touch on the new tractor. I had a couple people ask me if I've got the new tractor, if I'm still getting the new tractor, what the deal is with that. I've decided what I'm getting, and I'm just waiting. I don't have a rush right now like I did. I wanted to have it by June, and I didn't have the stuff paid off that I wanted to pay off right then. And I wanted it for when we were baling straw. Well, we're not baling straw this year. We're buying it because the guy we were going to bale it off of, his did not come up, and everybody else had theirs sold, so I didn't need it for baling. We were going to run a New Holland accumulator, try it out, and I wanted a tractor to run the baler, and also I needed a loader tractor. We were going to try getting a grapple and putting it in the trailers, and that's why I really want the newer tractor, is for the third function. I don't want to have to get an older tractor and try to rig one up on it, or fight something that somebody's made up that's just not right. I want something that's going to work. And right now I'm thinking about fall time. We might be getting it. If not, I'm not in any rush at this point now. So by next spring I should have one. I'm still getting it, so it's not just a to get views kind of video, putting them up. It's I'm gonna get one. It's just when the time's right. I don't want to put myself into a situation financially, so I had a goal of getting everything paid off but the house, and I'm going to stick to that goal. So that's why that hasn't come out yet, and I just seen a video today. They released the 2019 versions of them, and they have some nice features. So we'll see if we get a new one, or if we get a late model, or a later 2018 one. I'll shut this light off. Or if we get a 2019 one. But I did find that halfway through the 2018 model, they did change some features on it, and the one I was looking at getting that was sitting on the dealer lot did not have those. So I was thinking about ordering one, and they were some pretty nice features that other tractors come standard with, like a high-vis roof. This one doesn't come standard with it because they didn't have it as an option. Now it's an option, and everything. So, but there's an update, and I'll try to get more videos posted for you guys. This one's definitely going up tonight because I need to put one up. But anyways, before my phone dies, we will catch you on the next one.